Okay, good morning, everyone. How are you today? In today's training, I'm here to take you on introduction to cranes and mobile crane operation. A crane is a machine used to pick, lower a load, swing a load by means of projected swinging arms. And what's the meaning of the projected swinging arms? It's the boom sections. The boom section, it extracts and it retracts. Okay, that's the projected swinging arm. So that's the definition of a crane. Now we have types of crane, different types of crane that is used in the oil and gas industry. Okay, well, we have mobile crane, we have tower crane, we have crawler crane, overhead crane, gantry cranes, and offshore crane. I will be a little bit brief with you on the types of crane, the uses of this crane. Now, the mobile crane is used to lift and move heavy loads on construction sites. It's used to lift and move heavy load on construction sites, roadside repairs and emergency lift, short-time project and require quick setup. It's used That's for the mobile crane. A quick setup. Immediately you put the outrigger jack, you put the outrigger beam out, you put the outrigger jack, you assess your load and assess where you're picking from, then you're good to go. That's for the mobile crane. Okay. The tower crane. The tower crane is used also used in construction, high-rise building, buildings like skyscrapers, tall buildings. That's where the tower cranes are used, and it's constructed with the jeep from the foundation to um, above ground level. That's what I mean. And it's used to lift concrete, steel, and heavy materials to a greater height. Okay, it's a long time use on large. It's long time use on large construction projects. Okay, that's for the tower crane, and I'll show you the types of tower crane. I'll show you tower crane now and its use. Okay, so let's start for the mobile crane. This is the mobile crane. Okay, it has two types: the all-terrain and the rough terrain. Okay, I will give you difference from these cranes and where it's applied. For the tower crane, I just told you, the construction high-rise buildings lift concrete, steel, heavy materials to great heights. Large time use on large construction projects. So you can see this is the tower crane. Yeah, and I can zoom clearly. You can see the operator's cabin. You can see the counterweight. You can see the jeep. You can see the hook block. Yeah, so on and so forth. Okay, so that's for the tower crane. Let's go into the other cranes. We also have crawler cranes. Crawler cranes. Now, these crawler cranes, they are used in for heavy lifts. Okay, heavy lift, heavy lift operation on site. Okay, or on even ground, large infrastructure projects, bridge, power plants. Okay, it has a very strong boom section, and this boom is a jeep. You can see it has sections where breeze can pass through. At this crane can this boom can withstand up to 20 knots wind speed, above 20 knot wind speed, but depend on the company's risk assessment on wind speed. Okay, so it's a crawler crane and it's used for large construction projects, bridge, power plant. It's a very strong. You can see the counterweight at the back of it, yeah, and the operator's cabin there. Okay, it's jobs that requires high lifting capacity and stability, loads above 10 and 100 tons, 200 tons, 300 tons. This crane has a jeep section. You can break the jeep depending on the height of your installation. Okay, yeah, that's is a very strong crane. I recommend this crane for heavy lift. You understand? Yeah, these overhead cranes are used in for material transfer, material handling inside factories and warehouses, moving heavy loads along fixed paths. It has you can see the beam section. The beam section depends on the tonnage. This is a 10 ton beam, some 20 ton, 25, 30 ton. That's the level on depend on the capacity which is designed for talking about the strength of material used on the beam, what it can, the tension it can withstand. Okay, so it's an overhead crane and it's used for moving loads along fixed path, assembly lines and maintenance operation inside a warehouse, inside factories. You know, it's used where this mobile crane can't go in. Okay, this is where you're going to use overhead crane. Let's talk about the um, gantry cranes. Okay, gantry cranes are mostly used. This is the gantry cranes you can see on the seaport. It's large. It's used for loading and unloading. So these cranes are used mostly in the port, seaport areas to lift containers at ports, handling large items in shipyards and workshops. Also, okay, for construction. Okay, outdoor lifting where overhead structures are unavailable. This is structured. You can see the rail. Okay, it's structured and seaports to lift. Okay, without wasting much time, let's go to our offshore cranes. Offshore cranes, which is used mostly in on drill ships, which is used mostly on FPSO, which is used mostly on rigs, jackup rigs, drill ships rigs, which is used mostly on offshore platforms. Okay, any offshore construction, offshore oil and gas site. So, an offshore equipment, the offshore crane is used on platforms and vessels. Yes, installation and maintenance in oil and gas operation. Yeah, 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 and it handles heavy loads in the marine and offshore environment.